Secretary, welcome back to the committee. It's nice to see you. The last time you were here, I asked you about the status of the National Advisory Committee on Travel and Tourism Infrastructure. Just to remind everybody of what that is, in the FAST Act, I worked with my colleagues across the aisle. We had a bipartisan amendment to the FAST Act that created a committee to report directly to you. It brought together a diverse array of experts from across the travel and tourism industry, and they were to advise you on, I quote, current and emerging priorities, issues, projects, and funding needs related to the use of intermodal transportation network of the United States to facilitate travel and tourism. Now, travel and tourism are very important to my district in Las Vegas, but all around the country. No matter what district you represent, there's something related to tourism that's there. Now, we thought that with infrastructure being such a priority of this president, that now would be a good time for this committee to be meeting and giving advice on how travel and tourism priorities would fit into that plan. Under your predecessor, the advisory committee was up and running, meetings were occurring, they were coming with recommendations. In February of last year, though, following your confirmation, I led this letter with my fellow House and Senate members who are co-chairs of the Travel and Tourism Caucus. I would like to ask that this be submitted into the record. And we were urging you to kind of prioritize that committee's work. Unfortunately, though, nothing has happened. They haven't met, they reschedule meetings, and they cancel meetings. And so I'd just like to ask you, if they're unable to continue their work, you're not kind of empowering them to continue, how can their recommendations be reflected in the infrastructure plan? And are you just, their charter goes away June the 20th. I wonder, are you just waiting out the clock, or are you going to be working with this committee? And don't you think these priorities are important to consider as we move forward with infrastructure plans?
I know this is important to you. It was brought to my attention just before the hearing. We don't really have a good grasp over all of our what's called FACAs. These are all boards and commissions. And so we are slowly, and I do admit slowly, going through them to see what needs to be done with them, how do we get them going, and frankly, I just haven't had enough staff to go through it, but we will take a look at it.
Well, I hope so, because it's been a year since I've asked about this, and their time is running out, and we're putting the plan together now, and you've got experts on that committee who are ready and willing to go to work if you'll just give them the say-so. And, you know, in addition to that, according to the last section, or the same section of the FAST Act, that requires that your department consult with them on the strategic plan, and that's supposed to be submitted by the end of the year. And if they're not up and operating, they're not going to be able to have any input into that either. And so I hope you will make that a priority. I've been hoping that for a while now, and it really doesn't seem like it would require that much effort to see what they're doing and what they can contribute to this kind of major infrastructure overhaul that you're talking about.
Thank you for bringing it to my attention.
Oh, thank you, and I look forward to hearing back from you and Rossi Rollencotter, who is the chair of that, who is also the chair of our convention authority, to hear that progress is being made.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, and I yield back.
Thank the gentlelady, and without objection.